everybody, welcome back. Today we are at the end of our 13-week journey into the Warnings Queen of the Murder Scene album breakdown. Last week was really complex. There was a lot going on in that song, and today we are at the end. Parentheses, stars always seem to fade. And yeah, so let's just get into this. This has been a wild story, and I'd love to see how it ends. I really do.
No pun intended.
Right. The queen lies dying in the end, and these are her last thoughts. She regrets nothing, because she still feels that she did it all for love. Sinister Smiles ends with the evil side repeatedly screaming, "I have done no wrong." Interestingly, Paulina sings both the first and this last song, making a cycle where Dust to Dust includes the line, "In the end, everything just turns back into dust to dust." The final lines of the end are, "Start again," and Dust to Dust says, "And we shall start again." They actually didn't plan it that way from the beginning, but liked the way it worked out. I think that's an interesting thing. That's interesting. They didn't plan that.
That's pretty cool.
With all the similarities and lines, they didn't plan it, but that's actually
talking going full cycle.
Exactly.
That's going full cycle.
Exactly.
That's pretty neat.
All right. Well, I don't think there's much else that we need to talk about before we just get into it. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And go.
¡Listos! Could forget, 'cause all the things I've done and all the things I've said don't go away. They stay with me like a constant loop inside my mind that's always on repeat. I know it was wrong, but there's nothing to be done. Say anything about the memories that live inside my head. They stay with me, they don't go away. They haunt me every night while I'm lying in my bed. This is the end, so long my friend. Always seems to fade. It's a little too late to.
Okay. I don't need all the chanting for the next 9 seconds. I can live without it. Okay, so first thing, number one.
Wow.
I think you and I basically wrote down the same thing almost, is that the lyrics, it's a suicide note.
It is.
It's a suicide note. And after, you know, the first like couple of lines in there, I couldn't write anything down. You know, there have been times where we have pages and pages and pages and pages filled out. I couldn't write anything down. It's a cry for help. And it's I can't do anything anymore. I couldn't write anything down.
That would have been the note that, you know, I mean, she's laying there, you know, bleeding out, for a lack of a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that would be the note that if somebody came in and found her,
that they would read.
Those are her last thoughts, her last words. You know, and that's how she felt, and that's what they would have read.
And if I saw that, I'd look at it and I'd say, that is a damn shame. That really is, that you couldn't find a way back.
You know? But these are the things that played out in her head.
Yeah.
I mean, they haunted her, you know? That is... Man.
Yeah.
I hope none of you guys feel that way.
Yeah.
That's the first...
One thing that a couple other things, that not only did I read in the synopsis with the lyric similarities, with the start again, like they did in Dust to Dust, and then now in here, and the Sinister Smiles references and all that.
Yeah.
But you know, last week it was so, like, boom, here you are.
Yeah.
This was really, really, really laid back. And I find it really, I find that really appropriate, but that also, as we're talking about full circles, the music does a full circle.
Sure.
In that regard, it starts slow from Dust to Dust, through Sinister Smiles, through Hunter, and then we're kind of back at a Dust to Dust type of tempo.
Well, that's...
And that everything
ashes
is...
to ashes, dust to dust.
Everything.
That's exactly right.
Everything has gone through a full circle.
And that's...
Everything is complete.
And that's... It is complete. It, you know, like just lyrically and musically, and you know, which is, you know, hats off to them. You know, is musically and, you know, and again lyrically.
Yeah.
Not to sound redundant, but even though it did, but because that is it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great feat to be able to, you know, pull that off.
We gotta remember 18, 16, and 13.
I mean,
when they wrote all of these.
Okay, it's a phenomenal feat to be able to pull that off. You know, for way experienced, or people who consider themselves experienced. Okay, let alone, you know, I'm sorry.
See, we're twisting our words here.
Let alone, you know, young ladies, you know, like this. The music was, you know, I was thinking as I was listening to this could be just a great standalone song by itself. Yeah, you know, the whole thing, notwithstanding. I mean, it could just because it had that vibe to it. As far as I was concerned, great guitar solo. Pow did great, you know, lyrically. I was trying to catch up on the you know, on the you know, in the background part, you know, where we were getting into the heavens. Okay. And I was just kind of wondering, because a lot of people believe when you commit suicide, you don't go to the heavens.
Right. You go to the hell.
Okay. As in the Hunter was indicating. Okay. That you're gonna go to hell.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just wondering if any of her multiple personalities were still saying, hey, You know, because that's kind of what I was seeing, you
Okay.
know, in the background. I don't know if that means a darn thing in any of this, but I was trying to figure out where the clouds and moon, and because to me that's more of a heavenly realm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then obviously
Fire, burning, and all that.
But on the other,
right.
but on the other hand, you had, now that I'm saying that,
Mm-hmm.
you have that. The other portion of the video was showing, you know, the bones, the
Mm-hmm.
fire, you know. So you had the contrast,
Right.
and maybe that's what it was, the contrast between heaven and hell.
Maybe.
You know,
Maybe.
I don't know, but you know, but again, with the way they do things, the way they write things, there's always something.
Yeah, there's always a reason.
There's
to everything.
always a reason that they've put stuff in there.
Yeah.
So, and people are going to be debating this stuff for years to come.
Right. Absolutely.
So good work, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Good work.
Absolutely. Thank you for the
Good work. I
Thank you for the ride.
appreciate you know, the last 13 weeks. I appreciate the Warning Army
Mm-hmm.
for you know, supporting us through these last 13 weeks.
And thank you.
And the Warning Army folks who got us on this journey in the first place.
Well, I was going to name him by name.
Okay.
With our Patreon member who is also a VIP, Jeff Kimball. Thank you so much for, you know, recommending this. You know, you got me started on 21st Century Blood and then said, you know, this is a really cool, you know, rock novel, and got us started on this. And yeah, it's been crazy. So thank you so much for the recommendations and the pushes, you know, for us to continue on and keep going with this.
And thanks for letting us call you at whatever hours and
to have our
in the
questions
morning
answered.
or at night
Yeah.
or whatever to you know, to get us on the right track.
Right. Absolutely.
Get us going down the right rabbit hole.
Right. So that we're not veering too far off, and then it's like, oh, nope, and it's like, oh, now I gotta come back in here.
So anyway.
Yeah, so anyway, a couple of reminders. Remember, we do have our Discord link down in the description below, as well as our Patreon link. If you'd like to become a part of any of those two communities, feel free to, you know, click those links down below. We do have our P.O. Box if you'd like to send us anything. That information has come up on your screen. It's only open to U.S. residents for the time being until our borders open back up because of COVID. We do have our request form and Teespring links both down in the description below as well. Teespring link if you'd like any of our merchandise. Thank you to all of our patrons who have pledged to help make this video possible. We greatly appreciate your help and support. We do have a PayPal donation link down in the description below as well. If you'd like to help support the channel but would not like to become a Patreon member, and you want to help support the channel financially, you can, you know, go through there as well. And last but not least, we do have a subscriber goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. Thank you to all the Warning Army fans and anybody else who has found us through these 13 weeks or before. We greatly appreciate all of your support. We don't know what we would do without you. You know, I started off as a small YouTuber, as a lot of y'all know. I had maybe 100, 200 subscribers, whatever, and we sat under 1,000 for 9 months.
Long time.
Yeah, long time, sat under 1,000, and now we're at 4,600. So it's insane, and I have great feelings for 2021, and I hope a lot of you all continue to support us on the journey, no matter where we end up going. I'd love to see all your names in the comments and get to know all of you even more. So anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to smack that like button, subscribe if you're new, and we will see you all in the next video. Peace out.